Next, we'll feature discussion on subscriptions and their importance to the travel industry. Please welcome the VP of Marketing and Business Development and Direct Consumer, Tripadvisor, Brad Soroca, in conversation with Skift Senior Research Analyst, Seth Borko.
Brad?
Hey, Seth, how are you?
Yeah, just a bit of a technical glitch there, but Brad, thank you so much for joining. And we're really excited to have our first subscription conversation of the day with Tripadvisor. You just launched Tripadvisor Plus. It's a $99 a year subscription program that offers members discounts on hotel stays, a whole range of perks within Tripadvisor. We previewed this at the distribution summit, but we're really going to dig into it today. So thanks for joining us, Brad. So we actually just heard from Mary. Great segue here, right? We just heard from Mary. They're not going to pursue a subscription unless they think that they can add value. Why did Tripadvisor want to pursue a subscription model, Brad? The $1 million question.
Yeah, well, I think that's spot on, right? I mean, you have to be able to provide some value into the ecosystem, and whether that's to the supply side, the consumer side, or ideally both. And I think our view is that we saw an opportunity to supply value to both sides of this, changing some of the economics and using subscription as the foundations for that. Okay.
And I will say, I do feel like part of this, and correct me if I'm wrong here, it feels kind of like sort of response to what's happening in the Google and the meta search industry. You're trying to build your own kind of independent revenue stream. Do I have that right? Or is that a big part of this?
Sure. Look, our position on Google has been well documented, but I think what we're trying to do as the world's largest travel platform, and as a platform that prides itself on serving travelers and providing guidance for those travelers, is have more direct relationships with them, connect deeper with them. And I think subscription is a fantastic way where there's a mutual benefit and a commitment to us, from us, and with them that really provides a greater deal of value directly to them.
Yeah. And I just want to stay on this topic, kind of laying the groundwork of the subscription model. One of your kind of competitors in the online space, Expedia, they just had big news. They're really pushing a loyalty program, and they opted in like 25 million people into their loyalty program. You're going there. That's going to drive engagement as well. Why did you want to do subscription rather than loyalty as part of your goal to drive engagement?
Sure. So look, I mean, let's first start with subscription and loyalty are two different things, right? They have a certain goal, which is deeper engagement, but loyalty is frequently a mechanism where somebody has a product that might be more commoditized and they need to incentivize a behavior that might not actually be the normal behavior. And so you see lots of loyalty programs built around that. That's fine. There's a purpose for that and a value. Subscription, when done well, when done right, has a much deeper value proposition, right? And uses those economics to change some of the dynamics in the industry.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we're trying to do.
I love that. I think it's powerful. I think it's actually very smart. You actually, Brad, I want to brag on you a little bit, right? You have a really great background. You have years of experience outside of travel and media and tech, really well accomplished. When you came into Tripadvisor to kind of help lead this, was there any other programs that you were inspired by?
Sure. Look, I took some of my experience from being a part of subscription programs very early in my career at places like ESPN, as well as some startups, and understanding the mechanics that subscription allows for, and understanding that creates a different relationship and really is an interesting business model. Then look at current trends right now, when you think about millennials in particular who have a different thought about what subscription can be, renting versus ownership, and how that can be processed. And then look at the couple of models that work. There's access models, there's curation models, and there's what could be called replenishment models, right? For us in particular, when we look at what we could do with Tripadvisor, we think about a little bit of a hybrid between access, because of our size, because of our scale, and because of who we are, but also a little bit of curation, right? Which is because of our data set and what we sit on as Tripadvisor and our knowledge base of travelers and what they're interested in. We have the ability to go out and partner with supply in a more meaningful way when we know that we can bring that supply and match that supply back to what our members, our paying members, are going to be interested in wanting. And when you look at what's successful out in the world, when you can do that, that's incredibly powerful, right? And there's examples to pull from. I mean, there's certainly an example like a Stitch Fix, which has done a really great job of understanding their customers, using data sets to do so, right? We have the advantage of starting with that data set and then building around them and building that connection and that loyalty and that real deep engagement with subscription through that.
All right. So you're talking about the different sides, build engagement. I want to talk briefly, we're going to get to the consumer side. I want to talk briefly about the supply side, because it is two sides, you need to add value. What is the benefit of Tripadvisor Plus from a hotel's perspective? So if I run a hotel, why do I want to sign up?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, start with the fact that Tripadvisor starts early in the process and is the world's largest travel guidance platform, right? Then we have a high intent audience who is a high intent traveler right in the middle of searching for where they want to go and where they want to stay. Our Plus membership skews towards a higher valued traveler, a higher spend traveler to begin with. And that includes having longer stays. So they're an incredible traveler. They're very engaged with our platform, including their activities on the platform, leaving reviews, things of that nature. So they're a very influential part of the marketplace. And then the economics are advantageous, right? So we're not going down the traditional path that a lot of the traditional channels might, where they charge the hotel for a fee or a commission. We are taking our model and we are saying, look, let's put that back into creating a great experience for the traveler, and it will cost you less than what you were normally doing. So it's a real win there. And the final thing that I would add is we're also sharing that relationship. We view that our members who have a great experience with us through Plus, introduced to a great hotel and using that guidance to get to that great hotel, to find that great hotel, should then have a great relationship with that hotel. And that hotelier should have a great relationship with them. And that if we all do that together, and that is in the form of sharing their information, which they don't always get when they're booking a hotel from some other sources, we think that there's a great symbiotic relationship to be had there where everybody can be in a better place and win with that.
And just to clarify something, you kind of let the hotels set the level of discount that they want to offer, right?
Well, we are asking for hotels that participate in our program to have a minimum of 15% discount plus perks that they offer our hotels. They have a great deal of flexibility to come in and out of the program as they need and as their demands and supply demands shift and change. What we ask, though, is that that's what the value is. And importantly, that's so that we can give a real no-brainer opportunity to our travelers that makes the subscription really worthwhile and worth getting in line in that search stream.
Yeah, and I'm going to throw in real early an audience question, because it was also one of my questions that fits here. About one audience member says, we got a poll about what would incentivize you to be a member. And we have things like discounts, perks, and actually looks like the perks were very highly ranked, right in front of discounts. So it fits in well with the Tripadvisor model, thankfully.
Which I should add is not a surprise. I'm glad that the audience here is aligned with the research and the time that we took to really understand this. So that's encouraging for all of us.
But this audience member asked, and I noticed this as well, that there's not currently a really big perk offering. A lot of hotels seem to be doing just discounts. It feels a little mercenary, a little less of a boutique experience. What's the deal with that, and is that going to change, and why is that?
Yeah. Thanks for the question, Seth. So look, we're in a beta period, and the product is continuing to evolve and change. We have not officially launched this to the world, so to speak, or to the US, which is our intent. And so there's lots of things that will shift and change, and depending on what slice you might be in or what group of hotels may be in that slice, you may see different things and different experiences. But understand that our intent and our goal, particularly with our existing partners, as well as our supply direct effort, which we've spoken about together in the past, is to have a perk and a discount and make that one of the unique aspects of becoming a Plus member and subscribing to our service. And so our intent fully is to accomplish that. And again, I think back to the why for the hotels. Why is that a good thing? Well, since we're not taking a commission, since our economics are different because we have a subscription business, it allows them to give more back to the traveler and have a better travel experience for the traveler and a more up-level travel experience for the traveler, and hopefully a more memorable experience with that hotel brand. So there's sort of a win on all sides of this when done well, when done right. And I think what we'll find over time is those hotels that offer a great discount and a great set of perks will find themselves at the top of the sorts and at the top of the bookings on our platform.
All right, let's switch to the consumer side of this marketplace because I think there's value to be had there. TripAdvisor, I think 460 million monthly unique visitors, huge platform. How are you going to use that? Are you going after every single one of those users? You're going to be a little more targeted. What's the thought here on the consumer side of this platform?
Yeah, look, certainly all are welcome in our. This is not a closed club. Everybody's welcome. But the reality is that this is a membership program for a certain type of traveler who is spending a certain amount of money. That's why you see sort of our minimum levels that we are promoting in terms of when we show offers and who we show offers to, because it has to make sense to them. The no-brainer moment has to be obvious, where it's like, if I'm going to save $250 and I'm going to spend $99 and I'm going to take multiple trips over the course of the year, plus I'm going to get discounts on experiences, which you do through TripAdvisor, then it makes perfect sense. Why wouldn't I do that? Why wouldn't I save that money? And so for that traveler who really is considering those levels of trips, who is thinking about wanting to take advantage of this over time, it makes complete sense. And that's who we're focused on. And obviously with the size of our audience and size of our platform, we can get very good at identifying who they are, where they are in their cycles, and making sure that they get a great opportunity to see TripAdvisor Plus.
Are these mostly like existing TripAdvisor, like super users, or are you trying to build new super users? Like how do you think about that?
Yeah, look, certainly when you launch a program early on and in beta, you most definitely attract your core users. I think also we have an interesting time period here where we're launching a program in the middle of COVID. So you also naturally gravitate towards a more engaged user and who has a great relationship with your brand. I think what we do see is that this is more likely to be a member today, more likely to be an active participant in our platform. And that speaks to the engagement levels that we have. But we also know that subscription is a product that appeals to a broader audience, particularly the millennial and Gen Z audience, that we have an opportunity with this program to deepen our relationships there and create new relationships for our platform and for our brand. And that's really our goal.
All right, I've got an audience question. It's a bit cheeky, so I wouldn't ask it normally, but they want to know, not me. They want to know, how many members does TripAdvisor Plus have so far, and what is the uptake been? Is that something that you can share with us? If it isn't, is there any data that you can share, though, that is more available?
Yeah, we're in beta, and we're in a time where we're not going to discuss that. But what I will say is our beta has been small. We're very encouraged by what we're seeing. We're very encouraged by our thesis playing out and the expectations of what this can be playing out in real life. I think importantly, when you're building new products and innovating, you have to do these things in a thoughtful and measured way. You have to do them in a way that lets you be open to different angles and different ways that you may move, you may turn towards. And what I can tell you is we are very encouraged by the behaviors that we are seeing. And we're excited about what that means for TripAdvisor and for our members and for the supply partners.
Yeah. So I think we're coming to the close of our conversation. We have a few minutes left. I wanted to ask maybe, how will you know if TripAdvisor Plus is a success, and what advice would you have for other travel companies that are considering a subscription?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, there's the obvious answer, which is we're driving revenue in a meaningful way that's adding to our business, and that's bottom line. However, I think there's another aspect to this, which is there's an opportunity to change some of the relationship that supply partners have with travelers and bring those things together. And I think we're in a unique position as TripAdvisor, where we have such strong demand on one side and arguably the largest demand in the world, that can be paired and can be matched with that supply partner in a way that uses subscription to create value on all sides. And I think success looks like supply partners wanting to be a part of this, finding great value in being part of this, us helping them book rooms and be a good, strong advocate for a valuable channel for them, and that our travelers are receiving value that far exceeds the $99 membership, that it becomes a no-brainer for them to subscribe, and then a no-brainer for them to retain over time, continue to be a part of our program, tell everybody about it, and enjoy the benefits so that they can have amazing trips. And I do want to say that it is about having amazing trips. It's not just about saving money on this, right? We know from our research, and you saw it a little bit in the perks, and the discounts obviously are important, but it's not because they're putting that money in their pocket. It's because they want to have a great experience. They want to go spend that on, a better dinner. They want to go spend it with our experiences group and have a better experience and a more expensive experience, maybe that behind the scenes tour, things of that nature. And I think success will be when our travelers are receiving that, and our supply partners are happy and they're getting what they need out of the program. And we've got a great business and business model that supports us. And I think your second question, advice on subscription. Look, subscription, if you attack subscription just from the standpoint of it's recurring revenue and we all love that, doesn't work. Not a great place to start. If you attack subscription from how do I use a different business model to invest differently, to shift economics, to create a different relationship with a marketplace, going back to that notion of, am I going to try and supply access? Is this going to be about curation? Is this going to be about replenishment, which I'm not sure I see as a travel category subscription model, but certainly notions of access and curation have a place in the subscription world within travel. And that's where we're playing today. And I think there's a great opportunity ahead for us.
Yeah, and just to paraphrase, sum it up, I love that point you're making about adding value for everyone, and as a lesson too, in terms of creating value for your consumers, for your suppliers, and for yourself. So I think we're really right on time. We've managed this well. I think that's a great place to end.
Awesome.
Brad, thank you so much for joining us.
Seth, thanks so much for having me.
Very excited about this offer, and thanks, Brad.